Hi guys, how are you? Last time we have discussed in organization behavior the topic called values. This time we'll discuss about the motivation. So let me just share the screen so that you can see the slides. Okay, I hope now the screen is visible to you. So let's talk about the motivation. Motivation basically refers to the internal process. So basically what is happening? Organization, are made of people. Organizations have to be concerned with what should be done to achieve sustained level of performance, through the people. So this basically, necessitates assigning close attention to ensure how individual can best be motivated through such means. Maybe it could be incentives, rewards, leadership, etc. See, all the time salaries are not the satisfiers, right? We'll discuss about it in this. Salaries are something which people think or employee think that yes, it is going to happen, right? We are going to receive the salary. Otherwise, nobody will work. Incentives and the rewards would be satisfiers, right? We'll talk about it. It is very interesting, right? And so basically objective of developing an appropriate motivational atmosphere is to ensure that the people in the organization are adequately motivated, right? When they are motivated, of course they deliver the best performance, right? So this need of developing the or motivating the people, or achieving the best possible thing leads to the different ways of motivating people. So basically, motivation is a process, right, which accounts for an individual's intensity, you can say direction, and the persistence of the efforts. Right? So this is one of the most frequent researched topic also in the organization behavior because on that, or the whole organization is dependent on people. Organization is dependent on the people, and people, if they are motivated, then only the organization will work, right? So people are researching on it also. So when we talk about motivation, it is of two kind: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation simply refers these self-generated factors that influence people to behave in a particular way or to move in particular direction, right? These factors may be, responsibility, freedom to act, or maybe something else. So the scope to use and, please understand at times, for few people, few employees, freedom works. If you give them the responsibility, that works, right? If you know, make them feel that yes, they are responsible, they are accountable for this, and you give them the responsibility, they will start working. You give them the freedom. But at the same point in time, there are different set of people, different set of employee who are going to work only when in the management. So I say that I'm totally dead against the micromanagement, but that is for the intellectual group, not for everyone. One size doesn't fit all, right? It's not like that. So at times it is required to have the micromanagement, right? You talk about and this intrinsic and extrinsic, you can say like this probably can be a differentiator between the employee X type and employee Y type employee, right? So intrinsic is basically within which motivation comes, from the employee itself. Within that, it is there inside, right? So it is self-generated, right? They are self-motivated, right? Extrinsic is like people need to make efforts to motivate people. It could be reward or it could be punishment also. Appreciation also, punishment also. Both are things. See, motivation doesn't always mean that the employee will be happy and smiling all the time. Motivation simply means that you are good. That particular person is going to do that job and get the job done. That's it, finish the job. So how that person will do the job? It is also possible at times punishment is something which motivates person to finish the job. So let's understand this thing with an example. Normally, office time is in all the offices, corporate, right? It is around 10, right? So why people are motivated to go there by 10 only? Why not 10:30 or 11:30 or 11, 12? Because at times, when you reach office late, once in a blue moon, that is okay. That's not a problem. I mean, there are certain policies which allow you to come late to the office, let's say by half an hour or 1 hour also. But if you cannot make it regular thing, because if you make it regular, it simply means that there are policies which will cut the salaries, right? Or probably will take your half feel or something else, right? So this is punishment. But because of that punishment, employees are motivated to be there in office by or on time. So if the office timing is 9, people will be there by 8:59, but not 9:02. That's how it happens, right? And that is why I say it is very interesting. So let's talk about the key component of this. This is need to drive, right? Goal setting, expectancy, values, efforts, okay, outcome. These are the key component. Let's understand this thing in detail a little more. So need to drive, if you talk about motivation, often begins with an internal need or drive, right? Such as hunger, thirst, achievement, affiliation, right? Or self-actualization. Now, this is there in the Maslow's theory, right? So these needs create a state of tension or discomfort that motivates individual to seek ways to satisfy them. Understand this. When you talk about the discomfort or the tension, people will get motivated, right? Motivated about what? See, tension doesn't mean or discomfort doesn't mean that they are in pain, right? It simply means that they are not in the position where normally they be, right? So it is more into the different position than the regular one, right? So when they get into the different position than the regular one or the routine one, they are they will try to come back to the normal position. It's simple. It's very simple, right? It happens. It is a normal human tendency. Nobody wants to come out of the comfort zone. But once you come out of your comfort zone, then only you start pushing yourself, and then only you are able to complete that job, right? So coming out of that comfort zone is very, very important if you want to grow or if you want to finish the job. It's very, very important, right? So that motivates people to finish the job, right? uh, you talk about the goal setting. Once you have the goal, you can, that motivates people, that motivates employee to reach that goal, and that is the main reasoning why all the sales guys work with the targets, right? Unless they have the target, a field person will always work with the targets, right? If they don't have the target, they will not even move an inch. So that's how it is, right? So goals are very, very important, right? Expectancy, individual assess their belief, about the likelihood of achieving their goals based on their efforts. Now, I would like to explain this a little. What is happening currently in the market? You know, when you talk about the goal setting and the expectancy, uh, goals motivate people, right, to move and to finish the job and achieve the goal. But expectancy is also there. So, what does it mean? That I'm very much interested in achieving the goals, but the goal is unrealistic. If the goal is unrealistic, then it will work as dissatisfier or it will demotivate people. Like normally it happens in the market with the sales guys. I mean, I'll just take the example in the market where 10,000 units get sold, right? The market is for 10,000 units, and you give the target to your team, which is unrealistic. You set the target of 18,000 units to be sold in the market. You set such target. This is highly big time demotivator for the sales guys. You need to understand the market first, and accordingly you need to set the targets so that their expectancy of achieving that target will be high, and accordingly they work. So the expectancy component reflects the perceived relationship between the efforts and the performance. When I when the salespeople will start thinking that this target is not practical or unrealistic target, these are doesn't matter how much efforts we'll put in, we'll never be able to achieve this month, then their efforts will go down. So target has to be realistic. If it is not realistic, even then, as a leader, as a manager, your job is to make them feel that yes, it is realistic. Normally, it doesn't happen, right? Because the people who go to the field, they also, and these are the average guys. If you talk about not the, super people, even then they understand that if the person is working, he or she will understand that yes, this is not achievable, right? Because they are there in the market. You cannot make them feel all the time, right? Once in a blue moon is okay. But then you talk about the value or the importance. Individually evaluate the significance or the value of the desired outcome, right? The value component reflects the perceived attractiveness, right? Efforts, if you say efforts, individual, exert effort and engage in the activity directed towards goal attained. Performance, performance, if you say the level of performance is influenced by the, uh, you know, individual efforts and their capability. Capability, of course, is important. At times, people put in a lot of efforts, right, from morning 8 till the evening 8 or 9, but still they are unable to achieve the targets. On the other hand, the person who work only for 5 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours in a day, he achieves 105%, 103% targets. So that depends on the capabilities also and the way you plan the things. That is also important, right? The person could be motivated, but all will be in vain if at all he or she is not capable enough, right? We talk about the outcome. Outcome is big time motivator. Huh? I tell you, individual receives feedback or the outcome based on their performance. So outcome is very very big motivator. Um, Positive outcomes such as rewards or the recognition, you know, reinforce the motivation, wherein negative outcome may reduce the motivation, right? So this is important to understand. Outcome always been very, very big motivator. I mean, if it is positive, of course, it is gonna motivate. If it is negative, then it depends on the prima facie, it is negative. If it is negative outcome, it is gonna reduce the motivation. But it is all up to the capabilities of the manager, right? How he is communicating the negative thing to the team member. At times, managers are so good that they tell you the right thing. It is negative, right? But still, you get motivated. The team member will get motivated. So, uh, up to certain extent, it depends on the manager also, right? You talk about the significance, it improves the performance undoubtedly when the person is motivated, right? It helps them achieving the goals, right? So likelihood, it increases the likelihood rather. right? It is also possible at times the people will start challenging their own, own self, right? That I can do better than this, right? When they are motivated. Engagement, increase engagement, motivation, foster a sense of engagement, right? Involvement also. Right. So engaged individuals are emotionally invested in their task. This is, I think we have also discussed in the unit one, I guess, when we talk about I think we were talking about the principles. So that time we had discussed about it. Improved well-being, adaptability, positive organization outcome, personal growth. These all things are there when you talk about the significance of motivation, right? Now, see, there are a lot of theories which are associated, which have been given by various famous, people or the scholars. Out of that, few will come under the early theories of motivation, and then there are contemporary theories of motivation. So if you see the names here, instinct theory, drive reduction theory, hierarchy theory, which is Maslow's theory, two-factor theory, X and Y, and McLeod theory. These are the early contributors, right? Early contributors means what? Based on these theories, the today's management theories have taken shape. I mean, by taking the references from these theories. Now, then after you have the goal setting, you have self-efficacy, equity theory, right? Equity theory also known as organizational justice theory, and you have the expectancy theory. So let's talk about the string theory and the drive reduction theory. Early theories basically, have given the uh, have given the roadmap, or probably you can say the basis. That's the right basis to the other theories which scholars are developing now, right? Contemporary theory. So when you talk about the instinct theory basically means that the behavior is driven by the innate biological instincts, that compel the individual to act in certain ways. So what is your instinct in that particular situation? You are going to work accordingly, right? This is the key idea. And contributors, if you talk about William James is one, right? And William McDowell, you know, these people have worked in this. Example, if you say, according to this theory, humans and animals have instinct for survival, reproduction, and aggression. Understand these theories are the early contributors. So it's, understand what is the kind of scenario or the, industrial position that time we were having, right? And then after, think about how people used to work in the factory and other things. You would be easily able to relate the theoretical part or theories with why they have developed such theories, right? Or from where these theories have been developed. That's from where they have got the origin, right? So you talk about the drive reduction theory. Basically, the key idea is that motivation arises from the desire to reduce internal physiological tension, right? Hunger, thirst, and arousal. After that, this Maslow comes in picture. Maslow work has, was greatly appreciated, and this person has divided the or rather, I would say, has given five different stages as per the needs are concerned. And if you see in this chart, this is the triangle where in the bottom it is five parts: one, two, three, four, five. At the bottom, we have the basic psychological needs, basic physiological needs, right? And then you talk about safety and security. You say affiliation or the belongingness, esteem needs, and the self-actualization. So what exactly it is? Let me just tell you. This is of course proposed by the psychologist Abraham Maslow in mid 20th century, and he suggested that the motivation is hierarchy. What does it mean? This sentence simply means that once your basic needs will get satisfied, then only you will be talking about the other need. Otherwise, before that, you will not be thinking about it. And this is very much true also if you see. I mean, that is why we always appreciate this work. There are five levels of need, what you said, and first is the, physiological. What does it mean? That you are looking for thirst, hunger, and all those things, right? So, according to Maslow, individuals are motivated to fulfill their basic physiological and psychological needs before progressing to the higher order, right? Before going to the safety and security, you will be first looking for your basic needs, right? So hierarchy consists of five levels. Need at the lower level, it is the foundation, and the higher level is the pinnacle, right? Is the top point, right? So if you talk about the basic needs, the first level, if you see, basic needs are most basic requirement. Physiological needs are the very basic requirements for human survival, like including food, water, air, shelter, sleep. So once these needs will get satisfied, then only person will think about the safety and security. Otherwise, it's very simple that if the person you know doesn't have the place to sleep or has not taken food from past many days, he or she will not be able to think about anything else. Right? So this is very basic. So what does it mean, right? It forms the foundation of the hierarchy, right? And it simply means that first thing first, it has to get fulfilled. Person or the human being will first try to go for this thing apart from any other thing, right? When you talk about the safety needs refer to the desire for security and stability and protection from the physical and emotional harm. Now understand two levels. First is basic and second one is safety. In the organization, employees are looking for, of course, basic, they don't talk about, and that is the main reason the salaries, are not the satisfiers, right? Salaries are normal thing because they are there for this thing, that salary itself, right? So physiological needs they will not be talking about. They will be at times people talk about the security in the organization. They always think about we should go in that organization where we can our job will be stable, right? So it is also the financial stability, right? Health stability, uh, all the things which are important. So once physiological needs are met, individuals seek the safety and security, right, to feel protected and stable, right? So meeting safety needs reduces the anxiety and the fear, right? So once the anxiety and the fear goes down, it pushes the human being to opt for the higher needs. And what is the higher need? Love and belongingness. Now person is looking for the social gathering, right? He or she is looking for the friends, acquaintances, right? Love and belongingness needs, involve the desire for social connection, affection, I would say, intimacy, friendship, acceptance by the others, right? So once the basic need is fulfilled, safety security need is fulfilled. Now people are looking for friendships, the friendship, and they are looking for the social connections, right? So this includes the relationship with the family, relationship with the friends, romantic partners, maybe social groups, etc., etc. Human being is the social animal. Everybody knows. I mean, we are looking for more people, right? So once the first two their needs get satisfied, this comes and the people will try to become, achieve this. They will look for it, and but this will only happen when the anxiety will go down, and anxiety will go down when your safety needs will get fulfilled. And then after this love and belongingness, after that we have fourth need, which says the esteem need. What does it mean? Now people have got the social connection also. People have got the friendship. People know if there are a number of people who know about this particular fellow. Or then after this need comes in, where esteem need basic needs basically you know encompass both internal and external forms of recognition, respect, achievements, self-worth. So now people are looking for respect from others. They just want to feel, you know, recognized. And that is where the in the organization, manager role come in picture when they recognize the team member start feeling motivated because they are in their fourth level. So once you understand the five levels and once you apply that thing on the people there in under you who are working, trust me, you can easily motivate them at any given point in time. You need to just understand at what level your people are. I used to apply this thing, Maslow hierarchy theory. I always have applied in my industry career. Even till today, I apply on my seniors. So basically, what happens that I used to apply it on the clients. So before going to meet the client in his office or in my office or whatever the condition is, I used to do the homework, and we call it doing, profiling of the customer. So what does it mean? We try to, you know, understand his personality. We try to understand, basically, we try to know more about the client so that we can understand in which level, under which level he would be in. And then we, of course, need to understand his needs. So once I understand after doing the customer profiling, where this master hierarchy theory, of course, helps us out. So after understanding the need and after understanding in which level that particular fellow is, whether he is in esteem need or whether he is in self-actualization, my pitching will be, I prepare the pitch, what I should talk to the client, what should be the words, what product I should, ask him to buy, whether it is 20 lakh rupees product or it is, 50 lakh rupees product. Which product I should ask him to buy? This really helps, and I used to get very good results. Everybody gets that. If you are going to apply it, you are going to get good results, undoubted. No doubts about it. Then you talk about the self-actualization. Once this esteem needs gets fulfilled, the person moves to the apex, and that is the self-actualization. That is the fifth level, and that is the pinnacle. Self-actualization is the highest level of the hierarchy, and it represents the desire for personal growth, fulfillment, and realization of one's full potential. Right. So this involves basically pursuing the intrinsic goal, creativity, autonomy, a sense of purpose. Right? So self-actualization reflects the individual aspirations. right? So there's a slight difference, in fact, a big difference between the esteem need and the self-actualization need. Since self-actualization need, person is going to, I mean, he has achieved a lot of things in the life, and then after he have reached to that fifth level, he is not going to listen anyone. He is more into his own thought process. Whatever he wants to do, he will do because he knows that he has achieved good thing in life. Now he'll be just enjoy, right? Uh, it doesn't mean that they will not talk or they will not listen to you, but they will critically analyze after listening to you probably, and they will not take your anything for just because you are saying it, right? So there they just try to do some creative work, or they enjoy their they try to realize their full potential, right? So self actualization basically reflects the individual aspiration. Okay, and it involves seeking the meaningful experiences, expressing creativity, right? So these are the five levels of Maslow hierarchy theory, and which always work. I would request you to start practicing this thing from today itself, right? And Maslow proposed that the individual progress through the hierarchy in a sequential manner, right? With lower level needs taking, you know, precedence over the higher level needs. Once the lower level need are adequately satisfied, individuals strive to fulfill the other, right? The higher level. However, the hierarchy is not rigid. An individual may regress to lower level if their need are unmet or threatened. Right. Now, what does it mean? I mean, if for example, uh, you know, safety and security need, or for that matter, affiliation or the belonging needs are getting threatened, it is possible that you will come down, the employee will come down to the safety and security needs. It is possible. And that is where the, policies of the organization comes in picture. You started socializing, right? And then you are wasting organization time. You are not into the productive work, right? So punishment will be there. Policies are there, and that will get, threatened, and then automatically you will come down to the safety and security. So this is very interesting game. You play with the people, right? Uh, you talk about this chart. If you see here, the first thing is hunger, stability of the income, friendship, status, and self-fulfillment, right? So that's how it moves when you talk about the individual, right? When you talk about the organization, first is the basic salary. That is where we talk about that salary is not the satisfier, that is the hygiene factor. It has to be there, right? Without that, nobody will work. So those I want to share this. There are certain managers who will start talking about the salaries with the employee when they don't achieve the targets, or they are unable to achieve the targets because maybe targets are unrealistic, right? It is also possible, or market conditions are not in the favor, right? Maybe some other reason because of the product is manufactured is having the manufacturing defect. Probably this batch has got the manufacturing defect, and because of that, the product is not getting sold in the market. The reason could be anything, but managers start, talking about the salaries that you have not achieved your targets. Why we are paying you salary? It's okay. I mean, once in a blue moon, right? One or 2 months are there where people are unable to achieve the target. It's quite okay. You cannot talk about the salaries. It is big time, dissatisfied. right? You should not talk about, as a good manager, you should never talk about the salaries. If you don't want your that fellow to be there in the organization, talk clearly. Discuss that thing very clearly, but we should not talk about these salaries because people take it, people get offended, right, with this thing. So this is very important to understand for all the managers, right? Then you talk about the safety and security. People are investing in different schemes, pension and plan. If the pension is there in the organization, people feel like, yes, we are safe even after the retirement, right? They will prefer your organization. Then third is cordial relationship with the colleagues. If you see the belongingness, right? Culture plays a vital role here. Fourth is esteem need. Esteem need is like job title. You are, assistant manager, deputy manager, manager, senior manager, GM, right? Or what? So job title, again, it is very, very important for people. They feel motivated, right? And then achievement of the goals. This is the self-actualization. So this is about the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Next is two-factor theory, which is Herzberg two-factors theory. Like I was just continuously saying satisfiers, dissatisfiers. This comes from Herzberg two-factor theory. We'll talk about it in the next video. As of now, I'll stop here. In the next video, we'll talk about Herzberg motivation and hygiene theory or two-factor theory. Both the names are there. So we'll talk about it. I'll stop sharing as of now and I'll stop the video. We'll meet in the next session, next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
Family is the genesis of this group.
Family is everything for us.
They know the nitty-gritty of what needs to be done.
We're each other's building blocks.
It has never been two families. It has always been one.
પરિવાર એ જ સર્વસ્વ છે.
Without family, I think we would lose my sense of direction. So the Marwari Group's foundation, I think, comes from the desire to prosper. Starting with Marwari Shares and Finance, retail financial services business, and primarily into stock markets and stock broking segment in India. Essentially, we have 110 odd branches across Gujarat, Maharashtra, about 4 lakh customers or 400,000 customers. It's a business that's stood the test of time.
એટલે એ અમારા ફાધરના ટાઈમથી આવ્યું છે કે આપણે કોઈ પણની અપેક્ષા વગર કોઈને પણ સપોર્ટ કરવો કે એવું નહોતું એમ કે કોઈ પણ નીડ બેઝ હોય કે કાંઈ પણ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં સ્ટાફ હોય એને આપણે ફેમિલીની જેમ જ ગણીએ છીએ કોઈ દી સ્ટાફ તરીકે કે એવું ગણતા નથી એમ.
Then we talk about Marwari University, which was founded in 2009 by my father, and Jeetubhai Chandarana is the co-founder of the Chandarana family.
We started as just 360 students with just 5 classes on ground. But at the same time, the vision was huge.
We are now at 11,000 students and it's a 35-acre campus.
અને એ બધું 100% વિઝન એનું જ છે અને આખું એન્ટાયર નેટવર્ક યુનિવર્સિટીનું એ જ જોવે છે.
Creating new generational students, helping them to do well in life needs multidimensional approaches these days.
And that's how we started that let's do something for society and to give something which is missing in this country. So that's how we started setting up this university.
So Marwari Chandarana Intermediaries and Brokers Private Limited. So that entity is in partnership with the Chandarana family, Jeetubhai Chandarana, Nishit Chandarana and Amish Chandarana. So that's about proprietary and algorithmic trading, where we've got about 1,500 plus traders directly, indirectly working with us.
ત્યારે મેં હંમેશા વિચાર્યું છે કે કોઈ પણ બિઝનેસથી એવી રીતે કરવો જોઈએ કે જે સ્કાય ઇઝ ધ લિમિટ હોવી જોઈએ. એમાં કંઈ લિમિટેશન હોવા જ ન જોઈએ. તમારી જેટલી કેપેસિટી વધે એટલું તમારે કામ આગળ ને આગળ તમારી પાસે હોવું જ જોઈએ.
So far what we are traditional broker with, of course, a pinch of all the new age technology available in our business.
I am a hardcore trader. I am always on the screen. I used to hear the talks about markets, business on the dinner table. So it was always fascinating about joining stock markets at an early age. So that's how I joined them, my father and my brother.
Business and the partnership is just based on trust.
It's not just one person who is going to achieve success, it's all of us together who are going to reach our goal and achieve success.
Most recent business we've entered is Pixin Energy. You know, we've entered energy as a sector and power as a sector.
We have around 200 people now, and one question, when we ask, why do you want to join Pixin? They have, this one standard answer that it's a group, it's a part of the Marwadi family, and that's why we want to join.
That belongingness, that ownership should come if you treat them like your family members.
The most recent business and the latest one is One Finance, which I founded. One Finance is essentially a reimagined personal finance institution.
We started with building it on like multiple values and all that, but we just wanted that one word that can define that why do we exist. And then finally we realized that just by being honest, everything else falls in line,
So we offer unbiased, qualified and hyper-personalized advice on one's personal finances.
We have always believed in, building up the relationship with clients and our authorized partners who are, pillars for our success, I would say.
If you don't have people whom you share your success or prosperity, then it has no relevance on its own. So Believe family is an effort. As united, we achieve something. And we all three brothers, told our father, no, we will not take this risk. But he said, no, I'm going ahead with it, whether you join us or not. And that's how we are today where we are. So it was his courage, his entrepreneurship and his ability to see future. I think that's what made us today what we are.
યંગર જનરેશન પાસેથી તો ઘણું શીખવા મળ્યું છે જે અમને અત્યારે નવું જે યંગર જનરેશન ડેવલપ કરે છે સારી ભાવનાથી સારી રીતે.
They are carrying the legacy forward, and I'm very proud to know that and to share even that. I mean, it's a very proud thing for us.
દરેક વસ્તુઓ છે એ પેરેન્ટ્સે પણ સમજવી પડે કે તમે એને એની રીતે કરવાની છૂટ આપો. એના અત્યારના જનરેશન પ્રમાણે એને આગળ વધવા દો.
They have an open mind to take it to the next level and exploring other ways, the ways that may not have worked for them.
Like every generation learns from new generation. Like what my father couldn't do, we did it. What we don't understand, they are doing it.
I think the Marwadi Chandarana Group represents and lives purpose. It represents and lives impact. It represents and lives creating sustainable long-term businesses and organizations. And Marwadi Chandarana Group represents, taking risks where it matters, not just for themselves, but those who we impact directly and indirectly, right? So we employ about 4,500 people across all organizations. We've got about 5 lakh customers, students, so on and so forth. We've designed the business model in a way where the customer and the people's interest, directly or indirectly, is at the heart of our business. So we're a people-centric company. We're not a customer-centric or an employee-centric company. Without our values, Marwadi and Marwadi Chandarana Group won't be where it is today.